Ever wonder where those massive, highly complex fire trucks that protect our cities actually come from? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a pretty wild transformation. You see, over the last few decades, China has evolved from just supplying its own domestic market to becoming an absolute global powerhouse in this special purpose vehicle sector, or SVP for short. We're going to take a close look at exactly how they manufacture these critical, life-saving machines. And spoiler alert, they aren't just scattering factories randomly. They are building incredibly hyper-specialized manufacturing hubs. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The global manufacturing powerhouse. 2. The Suzhou epicenter. 3. Regional niches. 4. The anatomy of a fire truck. And 5. Quality standards and procurement. All right, starting with Section 1, the global manufacturing powerhouse, moving from domestic to global dominance. So to really grasp China's dominance in this field, we have to look at how they strategically centralize production for these massive vehicles. At the very heart of this strategy is something called the industrial cluster model. Think of it like a giant puzzle, but instead of having the pieces spread all over the house, every single piece you need is sitting right in front of you. It's a specialized ecosystem where components, supply chains, and specialized engineering talent are all concentrated within a super tight geographical radius. This is a total game changer. In the fire rescue industry, it means that everything, from high-pressure pumps to hydraulic ladders, is sourced locally. The result, unbelievably fast lead times. It's actually kind of amazing how efficient this makes the entire production cycle. Moving right along to Section 2, Suzhou, the undisputed epicenter and the absolute hub of Hubei province. Now that we've got a handle on the cluster model, let's look at the ultimate example of it in action by zooming straight into Hubei province. Now, the city of Suzhou isn't just a major player. It is literally recognized as the, quote, capital of special purpose vehicles in China. This one city accounts for a massive percentage of the country's total SPV output. The sheer scale and concentration of expertise here is basically unparalleled. Major manufacturers like CSTR absolutely thrive here because they're operating inside this mature ecosystem. It's wild to think about, but things that would be considered highly customized, complex engineering anywhere else in the world, like advanced tank anti-corrosion treatments or precise fire pump integration, well, they're just standard, everyday local skills in Suzhou. So why exactly does Suzhou lead the pack? Let's break down the core reasons. First up, chassis proximity. They are right next door to the massive Dongfeng Motor Corporation in nearby Xi'an and Wuhan. That allows for seamless procurement and deep technical synchronization. You don't have to wait weeks for a chassis to arrive. It's right in their backyard. Second, they focus on high-volume production of the absolute workhorses of municipal fire departments, water tank and foam fire trucks. These are the trucks you probably see racing past your window in any major city. And third, infrastructure. The region has built out these specialized export logistics corridors specifically designed to move heavy machinery straight to major global ports like Shanghai and Shenzhen. And this brings us to a question we see pop up a lot. Why are so many of these factories clustered in Suzhou specifically? Honestly, it all comes down to time and pure synergy. Suzhou has spent the last 50 years developing this specific ecosystem. So today, that half-century head start means a factory manager can source a fire pump, a hydraulic cylinder, and a specialized truck chassis all within a 30-minute drive. That level of synergy, it drastically slashes costs and allows for incredibly rapid custom manufacturing. All right, Section 3, regional niches and specialties. Let's map out China's fire truck ecosystem. Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is seeing how perfectly the engineering labor is divided across the country. We just talked about Hubei's crazy volume and complete supply chain, but look at Shandong. They focus heavily on the heavy end of the spectrum. Because Jinan is the headquarters of Sinotruk, this region flexes its heavy-duty muscle, specializing in those massive airport crash tenders that require intense horsepower and robust 8x4 configurations. But then contrast that with Shanghai and East China. There, the focus shifts away from raw volume and heavy muscle directly into high-reach tech. They specialize in high-end aerial platforms and advanced electronics, teaming up with European or American suppliers to build those elevating ladder trucks you need in dense, high-rise cities. Meanwhile, Sichuan is tackling rugged terrain with all-terrain forest vehicles, and Beijing and Tianjin act as the brain trust, focusing on high-tech R&D for command and communication units. It's a highly specialized network. Moving on to Section 4, Anatomy of a Fire Truck, looking at the actual manufacturing logic. Let's shift gears from geography over to engineering. We know where they're built, so let's mentally build a truck together on the assembly line. In the Chinese manufacturing context, a fire truck is fundamentally viewed as a highly complex integration project, and the logic follows three distinct steps. Step 1 is chassis selection. That's your foundational automotive base. Step 2 is superstructure fabrication, where the actual body of the truck is built and mounted. And Step 3 is firefighting system integration. This is the highly technical phase where a regular vehicle transforms into a true rescue machine. Starting with Step 1, the chassis. Most factories use incredibly robust domestic options from brands like Dongfeng, Sinotruk, or Photon. But a frequent question we get from global buyers is, hey, can Chinese manufacturers build on European chassis? The answer is a resounding yes. Top-tier factories seamlessly integrate their upper structures onto imported chassis from MAN, Mercedes-Benz, or Scania. It's a brilliant move because it allows municipalities to combine that trusted European automotive engineering with super cost-effective Chinese firefighting tech. Moving right into Step 2, superstructure fabrication. This is the body of the truck, and let me tell you, material choice here is absolutely critical for performance. In hubs like Switzerland, factories use high-quality carbon steel or stainless steel for the massive water tanks. But for the equipment compartments, they pivot to lightweight, anti-corrosive aluminum alloy. This dual-material approach is smart. It ensures the truck can carry heavy water loads safely while keeping the overall vehicle weight down and completely stopping structural rust over its lifetime. And finally, Step 3, system integration. This is the whole shebang when it comes to engineering. They install the PTO, or power takeoff, which is what draws power from the engine to actually run the firefighting equipment. Honestly, the true hallmark of a top-tier factory is how well they can calibrate the engine's power output perfectly with the fire pump's pressure requirements. Modern trucks from these hubs are also packing 360-degree lighting towers, hydraulic cutters, and specialized shelving that maximizes space for gear. They are adapting directly to complex modern urban rescue needs. Which brings us to our final section, number 5, quality standards and procurement, meeting those global expectations. So now that we understand the incredible engineering involved, how do these complex machines prove they're up to the demanding safety standards of the rest of the world? So the crucial point is that these bases don't just build to local preferences. They operate under strict layers of certification. Domestically, all trucks meet rigorous CCC safety benchmarks, but for international buyers, leading manufacturers intentionally design their export edition vehicles to align directly with strict standards like the NFPA 1901 used in the US or the EN 1846 used across Europe. Now, a specific procurement concern we often hear is about the heart of the fire truck itself. How is the quality of the fire pump? Well, domestically produced pumps from major Chinese hubs absolutely pass rigorous XF certifications. But the whole ecosystem is designed to be highly adaptable. If a global buyer has a specific international spec in mind, manufacturers offer world-renowned brands like Darley, Hale, or Waterous as readily available options. So you really get the best of both worlds. And because of the insane efficiency of the cluster model, logistical delivery times are just incredibly fast. To put that into perspective, depending on what you're ordering, a standard water tank or foam fire truck usually takes just 30 to 60 days to custom build. If you're going for something highly complex like an aerial ladder or a chemical rescue truck, you're looking at a 90 to 120-day lead time. This is the direct advantage of having literally all your component suppliers in the exact same zip code. But hey, speed shouldn't ever compromise safety. When you're evaluating a factory, you have got to look way beyond the sticker price. You must focus strictly on their integration capabilities and their testing rigor. The best manufacturers out in hubs like Suzhou offer comprehensive pre-delivery inspections, or PDIs. This means the factory has its own dedicated pump testing facilities, they run physical tilt tests to ensure the vehicle won't roll over during a high-speed turn, and they do intense structural integrity checks on the water tanks under extreme pressure. And this brilliantly illustrates the magic number of this entire industry, 30. Yep, that 30-minute drive we talked about earlier. Being within 30 minutes of every conceivable part doesn't just create manufacturing efficiency. For global buyers, sourcing from these established clusters ensures that your spare parts, like valves, gaskets, and nozzles, are highly standardized and easily replaceable, literally wherever that truck ends up in the world. So, what does this all mean for the future? We've seen how geography, engineering, and incredible supply chain synergy have built a global powerhouse. But as our global urban density accelerates and our cities build higher and much closer together, how will these tight-knit industrial clusters evolve to build the next generation of massive rescue vehicles? It is a fascinating engineering frontier, and one that is definitely going to shape how cities worldwide respond to their most critical emergencies. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning and stay curious.